Welcome. My name is Shayla Burnett, and today I will be going over with you how to write and endorse a personal check. Now, what is a check? I think it's more of an archaic way of a debit card at this point, but a check is actually defined as a written, dated, signed draft that directs a bank to pay a specific sum of money to the bearer or the payee. I do have a check with me today, and so we'll go over and look at all of these items. Now, the 5 parts of the check are considered your date, your payee, your written amount, your signature, as well as all these numbers down here. And the essential part as well when you're looking to negotiate the item would be also the signature on the back. So let's go ahead and get started on the importance of all of these areas. For your date, you want to make sure that the date is present and current, at least within 6 months of your expected pay time. Now, it is considered illegal to predate a check or to write a check and send it out prior to its date of pay. So keep that in mind that this date here has to be present or very close to the present in order for it to be a negotiable item. Most banks do not process checks that have been written after 6 months. They are considered stale dated items. So I'll go ahead and date this for today's date. Now, on the second line item, this is going to be your bearer or who you're paying this item over to. You want to make sure that you are using names that are legal so that they can negotiate the item with their valid ID, because that is typically what is required in order to negotiate an item. I'm going to write this one to my son. Now, the other area of importance are the amounts on the check. You see that we have both a numeric amount and a written amount. Now, for the numeric amount, you just write that in your dollars and cents as normal in numbers as the number value. But you want to make sure and pay extra special attention to your written amount, because if your written amount does not match your numeric amount, it will be negotiated typically for the written amount. This is important because it prevents from checks to be tampered or to be changed or altered after they've been initially written out. So you definitely want to make sure that you're paying good caution to that. Now, down at the bottom here is an item that can make or break the negotiability of this check as well. This is going to be the signature of the payer. So I'll go ahead and sign here so that this can be a signed bill that can be successful once it is presented over to a bank. Now, there is another line here that shows, and this is a memo line. Back in the day, there was a lot of checkbooks that were being circulated, and so there's often a carbon copy that gets paired with this item. So I'll say that he did a great job mowing the lawn, and I wanted to remember that so that I can write it down in my ledger balance for later. Now, I want to bring your attention to the numbers down at the bottom here. This is what is considered a MICR line, MICR, and that stands for Magnetic Ink Character Recognition. Typically, this number is broken down into 3 different groups that include the account number, the routing number, and then if this was a standard check from a checkbook, it would also have the check number right here to match up at the top over here as well. Now, this item is made with a special ink to help prevent fraud and duplicates when it comes to creating checks. So it's very an effective way to convey and reconvey money over back and forth. It is what you call old school Cash App. I thank you so much for listening to me discuss today the 5 parts of the check and allowing me to demonstrate how to fill out a negotiable item. Now, one thing you want to also remember too is that anytime that you want to present this to your bank, you want to make sure that it has a valid signature right on the back. Some banks want you to sign them right in front of you. Some don't care if you're going through the drive-through. But for this one, you want to make sure that you're leaving it with a nice blank endorsement so that you're able to negotiate that and deposit it into your bank. I hope you see many more checks coming your way soon. Thank you so much for listening to me today.